And everyone says, well, it's okay, just keep grinding. Just keep grinding, you're going to get there. Or you just need a little bit of luck. Well, no. After 2 to 3 years of not seeing that success, something's not working, right? And I think that your YouTube journey is a perfect example of, hey, maybe this isn't the right path for you. It doesn't mean you have to quit.
Yeah.
You didn't give up the dream. You just were real with yourself, and you found the right platform, as we're going to see.
Oh gosh, wow! I didn't think this was going to be a really cool therapy session here. I'm really exposing myself here.
And good morning, everyone. Welcome to episode 2 of To the Moon with yours truly, The Stock Guy. If you're new here, this is a great show where every week we deep dive into conversations about life, finance, stocks, and careers with other unique and talented guests. And today is no exception. As a matter of fact, we might have the most energy ever on this episode between two people. Now, before I get into who that guest is going to be, I just want to throw it out that this isn't just anybody. This is somebody who came to the platform and brought something new, exciting, unique. He's an innovator and an entertainer. He's a one-man live show, do everything, production extraordinaire. And he even has his own interview series that you're going to have to check out every Friday on his channel at twitch.tv/TheSushiDragon. And before I even bring him in, I feel like, you know what? I can't do him justice trying to describe him. So I'm going to let you see it yourself. Check this out.
Okay, this was 85 hours of development and 2 weeks of off-stream work just to show you this. Let me know what you think. Transform!
What? You think this is funny? I am Iron Man.
And without further ado, here is the man, the myth, the legend himself, SushiDragon. Welcome
Hello.
in. Thank you so much for coming on the show. First thing before we get going, I just want you to know that this is probably going to be my final episode, as we are totally going to get DMCA strike by Disney
Right.
for your Iron Man thing. So let's make it memorable, since this is the final show. Thank you so much for being here.
Absolutely. You know, I call that transformative content. So that's why I get away with it. But thanks for having me. And I'm so excited to talk about everything. I don't have the effects right now like I normally do, but you're just going to see me candidly just talk to you. And it's going to be a very, very different feel. So I'm really excited to try this out. The whole like talking to another human being thing.
Well, no, I think it's awesome. I mean, you know, the technology is amazing, but every piece of technology, especially when it comes to, technology like what you do, it's all about the person behind it, because it doesn't, that's kind of a great starting point here, is that, you and I, well, you a few years ago versus me now, have a lot in common. And that is, I am an absolute boomer when it comes to technology. I am horrible when it comes to technology. I don't know. I mean, I didn't even own a computer until I was 30 years old. So what is that you got going right there?
These are technology that I'm a boomer too. I'm not a coder, but this is all technology that I'm sure if I gave you this remote, would know how to do. It's like a PS5 controller on a Segway.
No, what is that thing behind you?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like a PS5 on a control on a Segway. So it's how I do my show, my one-man show. Instead of hiring cameramen, I just hire robots that don't need to be
I just
fed.
got so many ideas seeing that. I would literally be in jail within 24 hours.
Okay, yeah.
No, I mean, I'm just thinking like I don't know if I would scare people with it, or if I would use it for a heist. I mean, you seem like the kind of guy who I would bring on a heist. Can I be honest with you?
Guess what the name of that bot is? It used to be called Ninebot, but he was renamed at the stream because of what he did, or she, or it.
I don't know what.
It's Killbot, because it's tried to kill me so many times. Like that thing, it rams into me, and it has more force than most
Well, I mean, we all
Motorcycle.
know that we all know that computers and robots will be our overlords one day. I mean, it's already
Yes,
happening.
yeah.
So if I were you, I would make friends with that bot because you just never know. So keep it happy. Okay, so back to what I was saying about being a boomer. So I didn't own a computer till I was in my 30s. So I'm a late bloomer when it comes to this. And what's amazing is when I was doing a little bit of stock research on you, I was looking and I was saying to myself, okay, this guy runs this entire production from these devices he has on him and all this stuff like that he built himself, and you didn't know anything about computers. So how does one go from knowing nothing about computers to building a massive one-man show with technology?
Communities. It's literally all powered by communities, and not just on Twitch. I started building computers because I got into the community on Reddit. Build a PC,
Mm-hmm.
super helpful moderator, super helpful community, and that's what building a PC is not that hard. You don't need an electrical engineer degree. It's just adult Legos. And when people distill all these complicated information for us boomers to play with, they do it because they want to see the creativity come out. And I love communities because I wouldn't be able to do any of the hard programming stuff in here if it wasn't for programmers from the stream coming in and being like, hey, I know programming, try this out. I'm like, okay, I'll try this out, learn some of this, okay, I'll learn some of that, and then it starts to collectively become its own essence.
Yeah. Well, until one of those guys, makes it seem like, hey, put this code in, it'll make it shiny. Next thing you know, it burns down a whole city or something. So obviously, I'm referring to my community. I don't trust them, but no, I mean, that's amazing. You're right. It's kind of like with stock trading and investing. A lot of times, communities are where you get ideas from because you can't keep up with everything. There's millions of pieces of news and stocks, and sometimes, that's what I love about my community is that they're able to catch things and bring things to people's attention. And so I think that what you're doing is amazing. I could never do it. But it's I was just looking at some of your old videos and stuff and seeing the transformation of as you have gotten better and you're continuing to get better with the technology. So, staying on the topic of technology and bringing it back to stocks, one thing that, in the stock trading and investing is it's a long-term thing, right? Except for the degens in my community. They 1,000 or nothing. But everybody talks about speculative stocks and speculative investments and sectors. And one of the ones, a couple of them are space, AI, robotics, the whole 9 yards. So, and you're in that space. So what do you think is the future of that space? Is it a legitimate, huge thing for virtual reality, AI and stuff like that? Or is it kind of too early, or what do you think?
Oh, I think, full disclosure. Okay, so I think AR stocks are the future. This is similar to a Google Glass, and it's the first of its kind that is available to consumers. I don't buy technology that's military grade only because that's just unsustainable as a me. But so this thing, it's see-through, completely see-through, and there's a screen in my eye that shows me chat, that shows me the stream, that shows me everything. And this never came out for the longest time. I was looking for a technology like this forever. Google Glass is for enterprise only. This is available for consumers. It's really expensive right now, but it's going to get cheaper. But it's so cool because it's literally cyberpunk, real life cyberpunk. I do believe that this is going to get distilled down to a contact in your eye, and then you're going to be able to see all the information you want in your eye without ever having to wear anything. And that to me is the future, because AR brings a whole new dynamic that is not at all done in this world. And by the way, I love this so much that someone said, yo, the stock for this is really cheap right now. So then I bought it. So I guess full disclosure, I did buy stock for it, a little bit.
What's the stock?
And
tell us.
It was, at the time someone mentioned it was $6, and then it went up to 21 because they use this to make the vaccine for COVID.
Sir, what's the ticker? Give me the ticker.
Now it's down to 15.
That's not what we asked. What's the ticker?
What does that mean? Oh, the ticker. Oh, Vuzix or something. Vuzix. I don't know actually what it is.
Guys, you know what to do. Check it out. We gotta check this out. Yeah. Okay. So real quick, before I keep going, you're telling me that you can watch anything you want on that and no one can see it but you?
Yes. and I got this idea from literally IRL streaming, and I was at a food con or something, and a guy was wearing glasses. Hold on, I'll be right back. Like 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
What guy? I'm talking like,
he was
informational
he was wearing
videos.
this. Yeah, he was wearing this, and he said he wore it at work, and then there's a screen right here, and he was watching Twitch at work, and his boss never knew, and he was just like watching Twitch and just going to work. And
okay, how much do those things run? Because I might need to get one of those when I'm talking to my wife.
This was around like 600. This one, on the other hand, is 2,500. It's a huge investment. This is much cheaper.
So you're telling me for $600 I could pretend that I'm listening to somebody and I could be watching anything I want?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Okay, after this show, I need you to link me that DM me that link, because trust me, I could use those.
Yeah, it's so cool, and it does VR, AR too. So I can look there, and there could be like a 3D thing. I mean, it depends on what company you're working with, but it's
do those glasses allow you to control anything with the looking, or is it we're not there yet?
Well, yeah. I mean, I can control some stream effects. It's got voice activation. It's like it turns on this light and there's a camera. Yeah, but it's got some controls. Like,
so what I'm thinking is I need to buy into that company because they're only a couple years from the military using that to fire weapons with.
That's what I thought. I had a military guy come in here. He works in the military, and I was like, would you guys ever use this? He was like, well, that's so cool. Like, like GPS mapping, and then like it gives you an actual map like Call of Duty. I don't know how you wouldn't like.
I could have used that when we were in Afghanistan. We could have just mapped the whole place before we got to it, rather than trying to like drive through the dark looking for something.
Yeah.
All right. So AR. So you think augmented reality is the next one, right? So forget AI, forget virtual reality.
Well, definitely
we're putting
AI
and virtual reality together for augmented reality.
No. Okay, I will say all three of those are the future. Like,
well, no, I've already put a buy order for my kids' college tuition in the stock you just gave me. So.
No, you need AI too. You definitely need AI.
Wait. So you tell me I need to sell it now?
No. This is entertainment purposes only, guys. Not educational. This is not educational advice. So for AR to work, you need AI, and then for AR to work with AI. VR gets it to work even like more. So I think all three of those is the closest not so distant future of technology.
How close do you think we are to having like robot like maids and like assistants?
Oh, speaking, got one right here. This is a warehouse Roomba. This guy's a beast, and he actually. So I still do everything myself, and that includes the cleaning. And that's like
not an ad, by the way.
Thing. Yeah, he or I don't even know. Bakita here, not an ad. # not sponsored. It cleans the whole warehouse without having to hire too much. I don't hire any cleaning because there's just too much stuff in here that I can't keep up.
So that thing took someone's job.
Yes,
unbelievable. I swear, it took our jobs.
And now they have mopping ones too. They have mopping robots. I'm like,
yeah, I have mine. Mine in the house has a mopping feature, which was great until I had a baby. That doesn't go over so well. Yeah. All right, so now that we've got into this, I think it's awesome. I could go on this all over. I find this absolutely interesting because I'm always thirsty for new knowledge, and this is something I don't know. And I always find robotics so fun because it's not as complicated from what I've talked to people as it seems on the surface. It's not easy. You have to learn it, but it's not that much to just once you understand the basics of wiring and stuff like that. But then the programming is the tough part. Are you familiar with she's on YouTube, or Simone, she's I forgot her name. She's a YouTuber that's a big robotics girl. She does all the YouTube stuff for robots. No?
I probably saw her videos. Yeah.
She's the one that got famous with the slapping arm to wake you up alarm clock.
Yeah, I think I saw her. Yeah.
Yeah. So I saw some of her stuff. Simone Gertz was her name. Is her name. And so she was the one that I kind of saw. Full disclosure. My chat's gonna bring this up, so let me just get it out of the way. I may or may not had a crush. I don't know if you're old enough to remember. Do you remember Rescue Rangers?
No, I don't remember Rescue Rangers.
Okay, then we'll just skip this because I had a crush on Gadget, the mouse engineer robotics one, and now I'm called something else. But all right, we're gonna move on from that because this is. It was a cartoon.
Okay.
No, it was a cartoon.
Okay.
Cartoon.
Okay, yeah.
All right. And she was very geeky and she was into like engineering and robots and stuff, but she was kind of hot, you know what I mean? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna move on from this because this is not gonna end well. I'm gonna get like somebody asked me the other day on Twitter, what's your fursona? And I had to Google what that was.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Now that we got who you are and what you do and how you are helping the robots take over the world, I just kind of want to dive into, where you came from, your story, which I think is absolutely awesome. And it's great in so many aspects to help other people because I think a lot of people, there's something I want to pull, and we didn't really get into this quite yet, but there's something I want to pull from your story that I think is very important for a lot of people. And that is, doing a read up on you, I saw that you tried being a YouTuber, right? Like that was your first venture into to platform and content creation.
Yeah.
Tell me how that went.
So, as you can see, I'm a very do-it-yourselfer. So when YouTube came out, the aspect of being your own filmmaker, director, you don't have to wait for a producer. You don't have to wait for any kind of budget. You make your own movies yourself, and that was like the first of its kind. A self-content creator thing was like a first of its kind, and I loved it. I wanted to do it, and I did it for a bit. I got mildly successful at it. I was roommates with Jax Films, a full-time successful YouTuber, and I was also roommates with Sear, a full-time successful YouTuber, ex-YouTuber, now really, really entertaining Twitch streamer who signed with OTK, and I love him. He's my best friend. I roommate with him, and I love that he's shining right now. So I did it with them. We had like a YouTuber house before streamer house was even a thing. We didn't even think it was a YouTuber house. It was just a bunch of content creators collaborating. And then I loved making movies and live edits. But the thing is, I'm a bit of a perfectionist, and I don't like making content that's just regurgitated and recycled. I like something that has a meaning to it, and I can't be proud of my work if it's just something that I just shoot out and not really care. So I took forever to make my videos. Yeah, is that what you do? Well, no, you got stocks and educational, not educational purposes. So I couldn't edit fast enough. Like it's all about less quality and more quantity. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all. And I would take weeks to edit. I made some good videos. Some of them went really viral, and that's what I meant by mildly successful. But I never could go full time. Ended up sinking more money than I had, and then I had to quit that I guess dream. So that was a hard one. It was essentially giving up on a passion because I just ran out of money, and I was in like knee deep in debt because I wanted to just give LA a try, because I left my hometown in Hawaii after high school, and I just went straight.
You were born in Hawaii?
Yes, I was born in Hawaii, and I was like,
I was too. I was born in Hana.
Wait, Hana? Where's that at?
Maui, Hana, Maui.
Oh wow, I was born in Oahu, but Hana, I never.
Oh yeah, I was born in Hana, and I grew up on the Big Island. I was in Pahoa until the volcano took our house out in '92, and then I moved west of Hilo to Mountain View. I grew up in Mountain View, 10 years there.
Whoa! Wait a second, hold up. These were questions I didn't think were coming. I was about to get land in the Big Island because it's so cheap. Because I don't own this warehouse.
Well, of course, it's cheap. It's expensive, and everybody's unemployed and on drugs.
Right? Well, no. the volcano is why
I just got canceled in Hawaii, by the way.
Well, no, there is a huge. Yeah. Well, anyways, if you're from Hawaii, you guys would know what he meant. But the volcano is what made the land super cheap, because it, like you said, it destroyed your house or place you're living at. Pahoa, and there's this land available in Lava Zone 3. There's like lava zones 1 to like 6, and 1's the worst. So I found this land. I was like, should I buy it? It's super cheap, and I can build my warehouse there. And then I was just like, but what if a volcano just completely wiped out my net
There's a
net worth and
reason
all
why
my
it's a
life worth?
volcano zone.
The thing is, I was like, oh, lava insurance, and then I was like, how much does lava insurance cover? Only 100,000. So if I ever got more than 100,000 worth of technology, that lava volcano would wreck me. And
Well, it's
then
funny. You
shipping
can
everything
always
away.
tell if somebody's from Hawaii. If somebody says they're from Hawaii, you hit them with one question. You know what that question is?
How do you pronounce Hawaii?
No.
No. Do you like malasadas?
No. What's the state fish? Huma nuka nuka
Oh yeah,
apua.
yeah, I forgot.
Because unless you're from there, you have no idea how to say huma nuka nuka apua. You just don't know how to say it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
what does that mean? You know, like what does it mean in Hawaiian? Well, fish with a pig-like nose, because we all sang that song in elementary school.
Yes,
huma
we all
huma is
did.
the fish. Nuka nuka is the apua is the
did you learn
pig-like
Hawaii-
nose.
Did you learn some of the Hawaiian language? Because that's what they taught us in elementary. Like
Not
some
really,
Hawaiian.
because I grew up very, very poor. We lived in a small shack on the side of Mauna Loa, and up in the mountains. So my mom was whatever. So I just lived up in the jungle for 10 years up there. But I was in Kona, and we were always doing all that stuff and running around like idiots and the kids. But yeah, Hawaii was I haven't been back since. But yeah, I was born in Hana, and I grew up on the Big Island for 10 years before I came to the States.
It was a small island, and I needed to get out because everyone was just so complacent and just I needed to creatively challenge myself. Whereas I do want to go back now. At some points, I'm like, man, I need to relax. I need to take a vacation or something. And
yeah, but you know what? I'll be honest with you. Like for me, I live in Florida. I can just take a trip down to the Turk and Caicos and get almost exactly the same thing for 2 hours rather than flying 15 hours. Okay, so let's roll it back in. So you did YouTube, and it didn't work out. So what did you do? What did you do?
Oh gosh, this is the hardest years, the darkest years, I would say. I literally just went back to retail to pay off my YouTube debt. And I didn't really tell anyone this. I didn't tell my YouTube community this because I didn't want them to feel bad. Like, oh, I didn't know I was supporting you into bankruptcy. I was like, no, it's my decision. You don't need to know that. That's my private information. And
I just need one YOLO.
So yeah, I did a YOLO. I did the whole like follow your dreams at 17. And the thing is, my dad didn't really support that at all. So he was like, all right, good luck. And I was like, fine. I don't want help. This is my journey. And going back and paying and just like going back to just normal civilization was like opening for me, I guess. Not really, because I didn't make much money on YouTube anyway. So I'm just like, what am I doing with my life? I was 25 years old, and I'm just like, wow, I didn't really project. I didn't really traject anywhere, huh? And then, but then as I was working those days, I got emails from people like, hey, I could come back on YouTube. I miss your videos. And that showed a lot. That means that the care I had for my craft kept living in within people. And it always made me, a little touched when I would see people email me after like 2 years later. But while I was working, I was always writing things down. I was always writing these creative thoughts, these impossible situations. Like no one would ever get a warehouse. I would love to see a YouTuber get a warehouse, be creative. No one would do that. It's just unsustainable. So and during those days when I was working in retail, I discovered Twitch, and I noticed that if you build your own PC, you can essentially build your own like creative world, because you have communities that you build over time. The viewers at some point, they grow with you, and the skills you develop with these world buildings in OBS, I know, right? And grow with you.
I was a 70K Andy 7 months ago. I'm just gonna leave that out there.
I when I was in LA, I was in a streamer house, had more clout, and I know what it feels like when leaving. I left Los Angeles. Okay, that's another thing. I left Hollywood to follow this wild idea, and I don't regret a thing, development. But you lose a lot of connections and clout and whatever. I don't like chasing after the numbers.
What brought you from Hawaii to LA? I'm curious. I want to backtrack to that for a second because
Sear. Seer. Yep. That's blame Seer for all that, guys.
Because
No,
what
just
I'm
kidding.
thinking of is I'm going to come back to a lot of parts of your story in a little bit because I think that there's some interesting points there. But one thing I like to look at is a lot of people always they try to think short term when it comes to investing and trading, or they look at the short and they never zoom out. And sometimes you see these dips in these mountains and it looks scary, but when you zoom out, it's on the way up. And you've got to say, you got to buy the dip or hold through, right? And so what I was kind of doing is, and I have a whiteboard that I always use, right? And I was thinking to myself, I was looking at your story,
I have one too.
and I was thinking to myself, this is going to remind me, or this kind of reminds me of a.
Yeah, I'm bringing mine. Hold on.
Do you really got to one up everything I do today? You got a warehouse. I'm in a room. You've got a bigger whiteboard. I got a smaller one. You've got a robot. I've got a lazy dog. Like, can we not? You have a better hairline than me. Is there anything you're not going to one up with me right now? All right. So
no, I'll give you the
oftentimes,
spotlight. Go. Yeah.
I know it's you. You're the guest, but damn, it's like me. It's like somebody trying to interview like Henry Cavill or something like that with his like ripped body, and they're like, got a dad bod. It's like, fuck. All right, so here we go. So I want to talk about this. So like when we look at, you can look at the daily chart on the market, right? Like the last month, the market's done this, right? It's been real ugly. And if you're looking at that, you're thinking, oh my God, it's bad, or it's on the way down. You're like, oh, this is the worst day ever, or this is the worst thing. But we buy the dips. And when you zoom out, you see those dips, but they become much smaller because you bought the dip or you held, right? You didn't panic sell. And your story reminds me of that. So I'm trying to zoom in on these little highs and lows and kind of see how Sushi went from, beginning investor to where he is now because he held and he bought the dips, right? So I've got you in Hawaii here. Okay.
I never thought
and then
of it
I've
like
got
that.
you going, huh?
Yeah, I never thought of it like that. Like my low points are just dips that I just held.
They're just dips, right? And that's what's so important about it. It's like investing. So your first big spike was YouTube house, right? And then you quit YouTube, right? And went into retail. So now we're here, right?
Dip.
You quit and you went into retail to pay off your debt. So that was your first dip.
The dip's a little bigger than that. Just keep going down.
We're zooming out, okay? That was a long trip from Hawaii, okay? Just
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, it's my show, damn it. Okay. All right. So now that we've hit that dip, here's one thing that I think is amazing, and this is something I want to touch on, and I touched on with the production team, and I don't know how this is going to work out with Twitch streamers and stuff like that, but I like to be very blunt and honest. Now, this is something I need to talk about. So many streamers out there are streaming, or YouTubers out there YouTubing, and the streamer has 2 or 3 viewers for 3 years, right?
Yeah.
And everyone says, well, it's okay, just keep grinding. Just keep grinding, you're going to get there, or you just need a little bit of luck. Well, no. After 2 to 3 years of not seeing that success, something's not working, right? And a lot of people don't want to quit because they think that it's working for them, or everyone's telling them that it will. And I think that your YouTube journey is a perfect example of, hey, maybe this isn't the right path for you. It doesn't mean you have to quit. I mean, you stepped back, right? You stepped back. You stopped doing something because you noticed it wasn't going to work. And instead of staying in a flatline, non-moving, linear thing where it wasn't going to work, you didn't quit. You stepped away. You went and focused on something else, and then found something, as we're getting into.
Yeah.
You didn't give up the dream. You just were real with yourself, and you found the right platform, as we're going to see. So how did you go from retail to Twitch?
Oh gosh. Wow. I didn't think this was going to be a really cool therapy session here. I'm really exposing myself here because when I was in that retail situation, I started thinking about sustainability now. I started thinking, okay, YouTube is expensive because you have to go out and shoot multiple locations. You need a car, et cetera, et cetera. Oh, speaking of the dip, man, I lost my car to the cops. The impounded. Have you ever had your car impounded? It was the most ridiculous thing.
I've slept in my car several times, but
yeah. Sheesh. Well, same. Yeah. And anyways, the car goes away. I'm like, oh my God, I can't make YouTube videos. I can't go to locations. I lost my car. Then I looked at sustainability. When I saw Twitch, if you could build your own PC, and this is when I was working at Ross, so I couldn't even afford a streaming PC. When I bought my first PC for streaming, my coworker said, "Oh, what kind of CPU did you get?" I said i3. He's like, "What? Really? An i3? How are you gonna do it?" I was like,
I don't even know what
worry,
that
though.
means.
You can upgrade. Well, it's like a tier. It's like the smallest tier of the Intel, and then i7's the highest. So like at the time, I could only afford the smallest, and then but you can upgrade. You already bought the motherboard, you already bought the RAM, and then when you're ready for it, get that i7. So I got that i7, and then I was like, oh my gosh, I want to get a new GPU. I want to upgrade my GPU, and then I upgraded like throughout the years. But I looked at sustainability. Instead of going out to locations, hiring, paying your friends, actors, but with pizza, Twitch, you could do everything on your desk. You have a show right now, and you're in front of your desk with a webcam and a mic.
I had a $20 desk for 3 years until someone sent me a better one. Like my overhead is literally zero.
Yes, exactly, overhead. And I was like, this is where I want to be. I want to make virtual worlds, and that's what's sustainable, because my brain is an infinite resource. Your imagination is an infinite resource, and it's not something I'm losing money every time I think of a new idea. So I kept on making these really funny concepts live. So I took all that experience from YouTube editing and I just stuffed it into a live format. And now I can edit on my stream. I edit live just like how I did in YouTube videos. And it's crazy because now essentially I'm like putting out YouTube videos every day, but they have the same quality and craft that I love to stand for. But now it's because it's all live, and all these all these experiences I'm getting from building these worlds, these live edits, these effects, these systems in place. It's exponential growth now, because it's not just a one-off thing, and you can do what you want to do when you want to do it. All right. Yeah. So one thing I saw with you is that you came into Twitch, but you started with video games. You saw that it was a video gaming platform, and you started with Overwatch, correct? Yes. Well, it does help that you got to enjoy a video game. So I was a huge gamer. I actually quit the gaming scene for a bit to pursue YouTube. I was like, okay, I can't be playing games and trying to pursue a passion here. So then I was like not gaming for a bit, and then I came back. I'm like, oh my god, I miss gaming. And so I do love gaming. I have ADD, and gaming is a huge relief for that, because it's reaction time based. It keeps you thinking. It's a novelty. There's new levels, new opponents, and everything. And I tried taking that concept into filmmaking. So when I make these live edits, it's like a video game to me. The smoother it is, the better I can tell a story live. These live edits, these video game controls. The cooler it looks to me, and that's why I always go back to my stream. I'm like, wow, I made a movie that day, and that's what I would reference to hitting my shots in a video game. Like, yo, I got a pentakill or something that day with my live edits, and it's not all smooth. And my biggest criticism is people going like, oh, I can't handle this. It's too, and that's just like whiffing in a game. Like, of course you're not gonna be able to handle it, just like I can. But when it's smooth, you couldn't even tell. So I started with
somebody just asked, why do you stream in a warehouse? And that's what we're going to get to here in a second.
Why don't you? But yeah, go on.
Because I'm not a serial killer. By the way, somebody asked earlier in chat, is there somebody in that red room back there? Do you have somebody hiding in there?
Oh, please don't say that, because it's actually not supposed to be anyone in there. No, there's no one in there.
Okay, somebody asked in chat, and so I was wondering. Okay, so back to our whiteboard, our investing, okay? So you're in retail, you get with Twitch, but you started with video games, and then you realized that wasn't what you really wanted to do. Like, you enjoyed video games, but that's not the content you enjoyed sharing with other people.
Yeah, well, the novel, like ADD novelty kind of, novelty. So
no, you got bored. That's what it is.
Yeah, I got bored. I
have severe clinical ADHD, so trust me, I know what it's like to get bored. It doesn't matter how successful, how good you are. It just feels repetitive, and you need the next adrenaline fix. You need the next distraction. And I know what it's like. It's tough for me because I do stocks, and sometimes I just want to say, screw it, I want to do this, that. It's so hard. So you got to Twitch. You started with gaming. That was fun, but you kind of got bored, and but one thing I saw you say in another interview was that one of your favorite parts was your over-the-top reactions and how the community in your chat enjoyed that.
Yes. So I started getting bored of just regular video game. So then I started live editing the video games, and I started live editing Fortnite the same way you would watch an anime. I'm inspired hugely, full disclosure, by anime. I love anime of all sorts, the visual, the art, the music and everything. So I had like a music board, I had a live edits, and I was just playing Fortnite. And the more I got good at it, you know how you aim and then you edit. I started editing instead of aiming and editing. I did that and edited my camera, and then I added like black bars, boom, and then zoom ins, and then just suspense music when I was at the last one to survive. And so that got really entertaining. I'm just like, how well can I live edit a video game to a movie? And then when we celebrated a win, like if I actually got a win while doing all of that multitasking, that's on another level. So then I created these like fake concert thing to kind of parody. At the time, I'm hugely inspired by K-pop as well. The spectacle of K-pop is just so over the top. They're look, you gotta understand me. SushiDragon is actually based off a K-pop star. His name was
G-Dragon.
If
I Google SushiDragon, there's actually a place near my house called SushiDragon.
Yeah, it's probably just a sushi spot, right? The thing is, like,
yeah, I was like, oh, cool. Like, should I buy this in order to get it? And the guy was like, he thought I was. Never mind.
Yeah, you could have showed me the packaging, and I'm like, that's me. You can buy that. It used to be SDragon, so G-Dragon was the thing, and I love the ridiculousness of just like calling yourself G-Dragon. You know, just like how cool if I called myself SDragon. You know, just like, hey, what's up? I'm SDragon, and then I did these like these concerts parodying K-pop stars because I'm not ridiculously good looking unless.
Listen, next to me, you look like a K-pop star, okay? Let me tell you something. Yeah. It's just like they say, if you're running from an alligator, you don't have to be faster than the alligator, you just have to be faster than the other person. Same concept here. You're next to somebody who is seeing his better years, okay? It's making you look better. Real quick, there's a dog running behind you unattended. And number two, somebody in chat asked what your favorite anime is. But I don't watch anime or what's the squid thing, hentai, whatever. I don't know the difference between all that stuff or K-pop. I don't know. I've never watched any of those things, so I don't know. But these guys, a lot of ayayas in chat, some weebs or whatever. So what's your favorite anime?
Yeah. Hunter. Okay, there's so many. Top 10, Hunter, Gurren Lagann. I love anime with mature. Okay, so you think anime
the
is
squid
just cartoons,
stuff,
right? No. You gotta watch good anime, man. You gotta be converted. Good anime will change you. It'll change your perspective of like everything.
I just don't have the time. I don't have the time. I got a baby.
Yeah, well, I'm thinking about getting one. How
getting
do you get
one? Like you're gonna go buy one? like I'm thinking about going and get one. I mean, they're on sale next week because supply chains got it backed up. I want to get it before I run out.
How old do you think I am?
33.
Dang.
How old are you?
Yeah, no. I'm 29.
I was close. These guys think I'm in my 40s.
No, you're like 34. 3.
Close.
Nice. Okay, so Attack on Titan's
okay,
but yeah.
All right.
Where's
so
the dip?
Hawaii to YouTube house. Going back to our retail Twitch. I heard from a little birdie that you got Twitch partner the same day you got fired from your job.
It was actually rougher than that. It was I needed a job to continue Twitch. So again, sustainability. I got to the point where like, okay, I'm buying a little bit more computers than I should. I moved. So giving up YouTube was already giving up passion. At that point, I started to ask myself, do I need to be in LA? So I moved out of LA to somewhere a lot cheaper, which was Sacramento. And so the space I rented in Sacramento was it was like half, probably less than half the cost than I was living in Los Angeles. And then I started asking myself like, I left Los Angeles, and then but then I lost my job leaving Los Angeles. So so I was looking for a new job. Best Buy was a great one. I got interviewed and everything. I was like, oh my God, this is exactly what I did at Ross. they're definitely gonna hire me. They didn't hire me. Best Buy didn't hire me, and I'm just like, no, I needed this job. I love technology, and then and I didn't have to deal with people because it was like you come in like 4 a.m. in the morning, you scan all the things and you go inventory. I'm like, that's the best thing ever. You don't have to deal with people. I hated dealing with people at Ross. And then I lost the job, so then I applied at a sushi restaurant. Crazy thing is, and the manager. Yeah, the manager told me, he said, do you like sushi? And then I told him, oh man, you have no idea. Like one day I'm going to have a show called The SushiDragon. But he was like, yeah, I love sushi. I can do food service. I hate food services too. But I went from food service to retail to tech to back to food services. So then I got my first, he said he's going to call me for the job. And the day I got the call to come into to schedule the job, I was like, okay, this is what I need just to pay the bills, whatever. I'm gonna do it. I started blowing up on Twitch, so it's like all that investment I had started to pay off, I guess. But I wasn't trying to pay off. I was just trying to build these little imaginative worlds sustainably. Like, you don't have to invest so much. And then he calls me while I'm streaming. I'm like, oh my god, this is the job that hired me just now. I should answer this, but I'm streaming, guys. And then I'm just like, I left the call on red. And I just kept on blowing. I just kept on getting more followers and more viewers. And I was like, yeah, I got my first Twitch paycheck that literally paid the entire bill of my rent, the costs, and my paying off my debt and everything. I was like, wow. And then I got a huge payout. And then I bought a bunch of tech. And I'm like, okay, this is probably the only time I want to get a payout. And then I bought a bunch of tech, and then I kept on getting more. I'm like, woo!
Yeah. No, I think it's amazing. So many streamers, don't start out thinking this is going to be their career, and they find that they fill a niche, right? Because it's Twitch is so top heavy right now, right? There's the bigger you are, the more viewers you get, and the bigger you get, right? It's just how it is. It's like I like to compare Twitch as a microcosm to the world with economics, right? The top 0.1% just keep getting richer and bigger, and there's no middle, there's a little middle class and the bottom part. So I'm going to add that to where we were on that. Also, I was just thinking, I couldn't help this, and I know that this is advertiser friendly, so I'm not going to finish this sentence, but I was thinking to myself, if you were working at that sushi place and you had to quit, the best place would have been like, I quit. And be like, you can't quit. Yes, I can. I'm SushiDragon. And he'd be like, what's SushiDragon? SushiDragon, these, whatever. So I was just thinking that way. Okay, so I'm having so much fun here, and I got so many other things that I want to get to with this, especially including, you get blowing up, how that happened, what you did with your first paycheck, how dumb you were with your money. Also, I want to get you exactly. That's going to be fun. I also want to get your take on. I found out that you may be a bit of a crypto bro, so I want to get your take on that. If you play any memes, there's so much more we got to get to. We still have a lot of show left. We're about halfway through. I'm having a blast. I hope you are too, guys. I have to throw it to a quick commercial break, and then we're going to be back with the SushiDragon, and we are going to find out if he really is one of us, and he doesn't know about this. But I'm going to see if we can turn him into a double agent for us. That's right. All right. Well, we got about 90 seconds, 60 seconds until the people that aren't subbed get done with their ads. But to the subs that are still here, they're gonna be watching in. Let me ask you something about your little robot there. Have you? I'm just trying to see, I've never been on a Vespa, but I automatically assume that I would fall over. So, what is the craziest thing that you tried with that didn't make production? Like, what was an idea that you had that you thought it was gonna be so cool but did not work out? Like a flamethrower or like.
There's no such thing as something that I tried out. I'm a very, I have a hard time abandoning tasks. That's another ADD thing. You don't want to give up. So when I officially made this guy, the camera was high up. There was no noodle there. During a sponsored stream, it turned off automatically. It wasn't supposed to do that. It fell straight down. The camera that was on top of it exploded, and it was the saddest day of my life because that was these are AI cameras. They're completely sold out. Speaking of AI, I can't believe I need to mention this. This is the reason why it's a cameraman, because it tracks me, and it knows when to zoom and knows when to zoom out. and I can tell it when to zoom and tell it when to zoom out. So it has AI tracking that is better than any tracking camera. So a lot of my stream is the cost is research and development. And I bought other tracking cameras, some $600, some $3,000. I got that $3,000 for free from Ben, but that's another thing. This one was the best. This was $600, and it tracks better than anything I've ever seen. And it's all sold out. It's so underrated. You can't buy it anymore. So, I was so sad when it broke. So then I added this.
I think we're
noodle. Yeah, we're back.
No, go ahead. I was gonna say I think we're back. But real quick, apparently a lot of people in chat think that this is a pre-recorded interview, and so I was thinking, as a test of faith and to show them that this is not pre-recorded, I think we need to do shoe on head.
And that's why I love stocks, and that's why I'm gonna get the stocks that you want me to get.
Huh?
Yeah. So the stock, yeah.
Oh, I get it. Okay, I was like, oh my God, he's a robot. I was like, oh my God, it actually is pre-recorded. Oh no, I'm losing my mind.
I don't have a shoe.
Right, here we go. Shoe on head. Shoe on head. There it is, right there. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, sandal on head. This is not pre-recorded.
You are Hawaiian. You have a slipper.
Well, I live in Florida. It's also part of the dress code here in Florida.
What do you call it? Slippers or flip-flops or thongs? That's how you know.
Well, I'm not Australian, so I don't call it thongs. I don't call them flip-flops because flip-flops are the ones that go in between your toes. So these don't. So they're sandals or slip-ons, whatever you want to call them.
Slippers in Hawaii.
No, slippers are what my wife wears when she's getting out of the shower. Okay. A few other things. Okay, so now that we're back, so we're on our journey here of buying the dip and investing, right? All right, so we started you going to Hawaii, YouTube house, you going back to work, getting into Twitch, getting fired or let go or whatever, and then you blew up, right? You blew up. What was your first blow up moment? Read something from chat, Stocky. There you go, Mr. Ellis. I just read it for you. All right, so your first blow up, like, was it a big raid? Was it like a front page? Was it just something like, was there a blow up, like a moment or a month or a week?
I was scouted by a talent show from Austin at the time. He had a different name, but I was on this talent show, and when I went on the first round, I lost the first talent show. I got second place, and then a lot of people a lot of streamers started to react to me. It's kind of funny because streamers react to other streamers. They kind of help blowing up other streamers. And I went again for the second time. I got new effects. I almost lost this second talent show with Austin. And then the chat saved me. They said, no, we want him to go on to the next round. And then Austin was like, okay, chat decide. He's going on to the next round. And then I blew their minds away with the second round. I stopped time. Like, I did all these experimental effects that I never did on stream before. And this was before shaders came out. This was before plugins and OBS came out. I did all these things that I found on accident, like stopping my camera and then moving like behind me and everything, like the TikTok effect that people do. I did all those way ahead of my time, apparently, because the way I was doing it was super inefficient. To shake my screen, I literally told a program to grab my mouse, my Shroud mouse, by the way, not sponsored. I love Shroud. He rated he saw my, anyways. Yeah, I took the mouse. Shroud, you don't know Shroud? You are it, Boomer. I'm done. I don't want to do this interview.
I thought it was the guy who was a mixer. Go ahead.
Yes, he is. But he's back. He's on Twitch.
I was trolling. Go ahead. Okay. By the way, can I be honest with you? I think your robot's up to something. Chat is concerned.
Please tell me, because I took a go-kart. Like, we went head on accident, and I thought I was safe in my go-kart, and then it went underneath the go-kart, and I was like, I'm in a go-kart. I'm just gonna floor it and to offset his acceleration. No, it was stronger than the acceleration of a go-kart, and started throwing me to the other side of the warehouse while I was in the go-kart, flooring it, trying to combat it, and then I just slammed into a wall. And I'm like,
I hope you don't sleep in that warehouse, because that thing might kill you.
I got warehouse insurance for it now. Where was I?
Life insurance is what I was focusing on, but okay.
Life insurance. Robot. Oh gosh, Shroud. Oh, the mouse. The mouse would shake the screen manually, and when I told programmers that, they were like, "What?" They were like, they thought I was like, I was essentially a programming hack. I did things. It took 16 hours to do an effect. You saw the clip, the Iron Man effect. It took me 80 hours to do. All these things
80 hours
to learn. Well, there was other things that I was building the system in place to make new effects. So it's not just that one effect was 80 hours. But yes, it essentially took me 8 hours of live streaming. And then I lost a lot of sub points, and I was like, okay, this is a big regret. I got to stop doing that. But, I came back and look at me now.
Well, I mean, I thought when you moved to, you'd moved from, okay, so real quick, because a lot of people don't know this probably on this story. So you were in LA and you started streaming on Twitch, and you were in a small apartment, obviously, because LA, it's like $4,000 a month for a closet. So you're streaming in this little apartment, you're starting to blow up, you're doing these crazy effects, these crazy energy, you're doing everything, and your neighbors start complaining.
Oh yeah.
So was it like some Karens, or were they like legit, like you were just being a menace to society?
I wasn't like, I'm a pretty considerate guy. That's kind of you wouldn't know, but like I would say I try to be considerate. When I see that I'm like stepping on people's toes, I try to validate, like, okay, I'm sorry, etc. But yes, I was being loud when, you know how loud gamers are. You cannot lie when you get chicken dinner on Fortnite. You've ever heard Ninja scream like, yes, let's effing go, right? They're so loud, and then they pound their desk. You've all seen it. You've all done it. Can't lie to me.
I've never played Fortnite. But I do squeal like a little girl when I sell Walgreens calls for 100%, and then it goes up 1,000%. I miss out on $35,000 in an hour. I'll scream like a little girl. So I get that with you. I've never what?
Gaming moment. Yeah, it's called a heated. I saw in the chat, a heated gaming moment.
It is a very heated gaming. So that didn't work. So you decided, you know what? I got to keep streaming, but you're going into the closet. So
yeah, I am.
So what was it like being in the closet?
It was nice. I could really be myself. The insulation, my shirts was insulating my voice, so I sounded better. And then it was nice. It was really nice, and I would honestly be there still if I could afford it. But I wanted to be more active. I started getting so angsty that I started hanging on my closet to celebrate. So I was like hanging, on the closet. Woo, we did it! First place, baby! And then everyone was like, okay, this is a little dangerous. Stop spinning around. I started doing gymnastics on the closet. So then I started turning the room that I was in into a green room. So I started, like putting egg cartons for insulation. And then I started...
Old school hack.
Yeah, a lot of green screen hacks. And then I ended up staying more out in the green room than I did in the closet. And then I got louder in the green room going, let's go, New York, make some noise. Started making these virtual EDM concerts and everything, and hyping up the chat because we won the game, etc. Then I started saying it longer, and then it's like, okay, noise complaints are starting to come back. So I told my buddy Sear, he's still on YouTube at the time. It's like, hey, could I, you need to get off YouTube. There's a lot of, drama on YouTube, clickbait, whatever. Let's get, he was already burnt out from YouTube. And I was like, let's get out of YouTube. Twitch is the play. It's the future, live entertainment. And then I helped him set up his YouTube stuff, his Twitch account and everything. But then I asked, could I stream with you? And we started doing dual streaming. And then I started streaming in his living room. And it was really cool because we lived in an apartment in LA, in the middle of LA where everyone's loud. So I started doing all that in his living room. And then I started getting louder and louder.
Does he still stream on Twitch?
Yes, you should interview him next. He loves money talk.
Okay, because I'd love to hear some deep dark SushiDragon stories.
He went the same kind of thing as me, giving up.
So when did you move to the place with the garage? Because I was telling you pre-show, I've only watched your stream, one time back a couple years ago, but it was my chat was very small at the time, and they were coming in and they were spamming my little gotchi bear emote on your channel and said, Stocky, go check this out. And so I went in and you were doing some crazy effects. And I was like, holy crap. And then I saw you moving from computer to green screen. You were sweating. It was Los Angeles. Like you were like, I thought you were going to pass out. It was crazy.
Yeah.
So was that the same or was that somewhere else you moved to?
No, that's a different arc. I call these arcs like anime arcs. You ever seen the beach episode of my stream?
Is this anime?
Yeah, the beach episode. It was so hot in the summer.
Beach episode of what?
Of my stream.
Oh, I thought this was the name of an anime. No, I did not see it. Go ahead, tell me.
Oh no, it's a theme in anime. It's called the beach episode. It's
Okay.
a filler arc in anime. So I had a filler arc in my show, and I got an inflatable pool, because I have a thermometer. I had the same thermometer.
Wait, so you were a hot tub streamer before the hot tub meta?
Yes, before hot tub metas were a thing, and it was crazy. Well, I got it. I was a cool tub meta. Basically, I sat in the tub because in the garage with all the computers running, it was 99 degrees Fahrenheit. In this the garage you saw. That's why I was sweating profusely. 99 degrees, and I said, This is who I am. I'm from Hawaii. I don't even care. Anyways, it sucked. It sucked, but it was a good workout. That's why I joked I was a Zumba instructor / MIT graduate. I'm actually none of those. Spoiler alert. I went in the pool to cool myself down. Went back in the dance room. Kept on doing my thing, and then that's the third arc. So the first was the closet. Second was Sears living room. And the third was the garage arc. The fourth was the streamer basement house. And the fifth was the sixth. The sixth is this one, the warehouse.
Well, I think if we ever do a collab again, we both need to be in a hot tub at the time. I feel like this is where two arcs are going to collide. All right. So I kind of want to get into the future. Like what is the future? How you got where you are now and where the future is? Because here's the thing I was telling you earlier is that I think your story is so awesome because so many people out there want to chase their dreams but are afraid. Everyone is afraid, right? And I always tell people the greatest risk in life is never taking any risks. But sometimes the thing you do go after doesn't work out for you. But it doesn't necessarily mean you have to quit, because I'm trying to bring it back to you just found a different direction to take it in. So you moved from Los Angeles and you got a big warehouse in the Mideast,
Midwest.
The Midwest, in the Midwest, the upper Midwest. So you were able to get a cheaper, you like, okay, I want to take this to the next level. I want to go from, this, I've got some money, I'm going to invest in this. Now, before you made the smart decision to invest, what was the dumbest thing you bought when you started making a lot of money? Because everyone has that story. Everybody gets this money they never had. They got all this money. Maria Ho was here last week. She went and bought a $10,000 diamond ring. What was the what was the biggest dumb purchase you got with new money?
The thing is, I don't think I ever. Yeah, I bought $1,000 worth of capture cards. So you probably can't relate to it. It's
wow,
I
I'm
actually
dunked on here.
No, I don't have attachment to superficial things that don't add on to world building, creativity, and whatnot. You didn't go like buy a car that was too expensive, or get like bling, or like a shopping spree, or take a weird vacation, or buy your friend something. No, I'm just I really need to start celebrating or something. I started learning that recently, to celebrate, my accomplishments. But I knew where I wanted to get. It was a very, very long journey. The live editing thing you saw when I was blowing up, it was not working at all. Like, the computers were burning out, they were overheating, they were crashing. And I knew when I was blowing up that technically it wasn't my time. There's no such thing as being ready for your time. But I knew the journey I needed to take was going to be a long one. But I wanted to enjoy this journey so much, because it was an incredible journey. And when I got my first money to buy an expensive capture card, it's called a Magewell, that allowed me to hook them 4 cameras instead of 1, 4 DSLRs. So I changed out all my webcams into cameras. So I invested in all those webcams, turned into DSLRs, started exponentially increasing in cost. I was in the red for the first year of Twitch. I didn't even care. It's called a business expense. My tax accountant hates me. Second year.
Mine too.
Second year, definitely got out of the red. Third year, got into red. This year, I'm probably going back into red because of this warehouse, because of the.
Did you learn about being smart with your money from your family, or was it just something natural that happened?
It's something I'm learning now, and yeah, I did all my taxes and bookkeeping myself the first year of Twitch.
All right,
and I went through every HDMI cable. Yeah,
my cable management looks like a bowl of ramen noodles. So let me ask you something. So you're in an undisclosed location in the Midwest,
yes.
But you're very close to a place that's very close to our hearts. So I need to ask you if you're willing to take on a mission.
Yes. What is this mission?
Are you familiar with Jackson Hole, Wyoming?
No, but I know Wyoming. I know Yellowstone.
So every year, the Federal Reserve has a super secret meeting in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Mm-hmm. And we never know what their plans are for the world economy and monetary policy until they, give an announcement afterwards. We need an inside guy. Whoa. I think your dog just took off. Oh, there's somebody in the warehouse.
There's a customer.
Sir, there's somebody in your warehouse.
Yeah, I know. This place used to be run by someone, but I took over it because COVID shut it down.
Is that the guy you stole it from?
Yeah, that's the guy I previously stole it from.
Oh, okay. Well, tell him to get to peasants are not allowed here, okay? All right.
Yeah.
All right, so are you willing to be our inside? See, there was somebody in that room. Are you willing to be our inside guy? Are you willing to go and be our agent?
Yes.
We need someone to infiltrate Jackson Hole every year.
Jackson Hole. Hey, this is a joke. Jackson Hole needs something. You're going to do something.
No, I'm not.
Oh, it's a real place? Hold on, let me take it. Oh, I look ridiculous. Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Okay.
This went better in my head than I thought.
Are we going somewhere with this?
No, I was trying to see if you would be because I don't know anybody who lives near there, and we need somebody to go in and infiltrate the Federal Reserve meeting to tell us what's gonna happen every year.
Oh, the Federal Reserve stocks, yes, the IEX stuff and
the stock guy
index one. Yeah, the stock guy. Yes.
I just thought you'd be our inside guy. You've got a warehouse nearby. I figured you'd be our guy. Okay, so I want to move into the future. I want your story is just absolutely amazing. I'm gonna keep adding to our board here. How
honestly, you're making this story amazing.
Huh?
So thank you. You're making this story very amazing. I couldn't make an entertaining show of my life the way you're doing it, because you're doing the whole dip thing and you're starting to make me relate.
But that's
to things that I
because you're entertaining and you are interesting, and it's just that I'm interested in it, so I like to learn and I like to make a good thing out of it. So all right, so Austin's show helped out, and then you kind of flatlined a little bit. Then you started getting raided. You got all over the place in Shroud.
Then the big one
your
came.
Next leg up.
The big one came. The big raid came. So the second show, I blew people's mind. I won that talent show. I got the huge raid, and it still was little rising. The momentum was starting to happen, and then the big raid came. The big raid of them all. It was Kit Boga. Have you interviewed Kit Boga? Because I'm sure he loves to talk about stocks.
I have. I had an interview with Kit Boga. I was actually supposed to do a show with him, but something came up. Same thing with Dr. K, Austin, and everybody else, but that's what happens when you go from a 10K Andy to a 4K Andy. Okay, so we got Hawaii to YouTube house, down to the retail, but you kept grinding. Then you went to Twitch, then you got fired, then you went back, you got Austin show, you blew up, then you got the raids, not Shadow Legends. Okay, so now we're here. Okay, we're here now. Between then and now, what was something that happened? I know that you blew up, you were doing well, and then you signed and had your own TV show on Veen TV.
Oh, okay. So this is before, we're skipping something. I blew up, and then all the content creators were like, oh my God, I want to work with you. So then we made a streamer house with Foosly, Peter Park TV, Shifter, Exla, Megan Lee, and we collaborated.
Wait, you were in a streamer house?
Yes. You forgot that part in the cue cards.
I didn't know you were in a streamer house. I'm a boomer married guy I got my own streamer house here.
This was the basement arc. If you watched my anime of my life, but you don't watch anime, don't you? You should.
No, I'm not a very I'm not a very time-free person.
Yeah, but yeah, I was in a streamer house, and it was really. This is the first time I've always wanted to be in a streamer house. I was inspired on Twitch. The reason why I came on Twitch was because I was inspired by streamers.
A streamer house a positive or a negative?
It's a positive, 100% a positive. Okay. I think I grew the most.
I don't know.
You don't like streamer? Have you been in a streamer house?
No. I'm saying for some people it's positive, for some people it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like some people.
There is.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So streamer house.
Yeah.
Blowing up, because I kind of want to move on to the future. Like, I love your story, and I wish we had 3 hours to do this, because I'd love to keep deep. I'd love to know about a streamer house and stuff like that, without sounding like the old creepy guy who wants to go to the frat party. But so that's that. All right, so we got that. Tell me Veen TV. Tell me about Veen TV.
Van TV. So the streamer house happening, and I had a great success there in the basement. Ven is a new network that at the time was up and coming, and they were trying to make a show off of like the esports. People don't watch TV. People are consuming live video game content, commentary, just content in general on Twitch and everything. And they had a really big ambition of making live 24/7 content. I was in one of the shows that they were making. They gave me a show, they gave me a budget, and they gave me like executive producers to help me and delegate stuff. And it was crazy. I had my own full-on show. Imagine Eric Andre. I interviewed a Hollywood actor for the first time. I've never interviewed Hollywood actors before, and it was crazily nervous. It was Denzel Washington's son. You know his name? John Washington, if you didn't. It was crazy. Denzel Washington, I used to watch his movies all the time. Anyways, so that show, so Ven had to shut down. My show got canceled, and it's not because it sucked. It's just because Ven had to.
They got acquired, right?
Yeah, they
I saw that they were downsizing and cutting their staff and everything like that. But a fun fact: Ven TV at one point had 85 million monthly unique viewers.
Wow. I believed in them. They believed in creative risk, and I will always support creative risk. I don't care if people make fun of like, oh my gosh, you spent millions on this, it sucks. It's like a creative risk is never something that sucks to me. It's
you should meet GamerVet sometime if you want to know about it. Trust me, I have a very dark history of me trying to make it in creative content that didn't work out.
Oh,
all right. So Ven TV, it worked out. You did your season there. I saw you had 2 shows there. That was really cool. And then it kind of shut down. So you went from full time on Twitch to the TV thing that shut down, and now we are here. Where is here for SushiDragon?
Here,
like what is it that you are like? You went from full-time Twitch streamer to also TV guy. Like what's the next step? Like what are we doing next?
Well, the whole Ven thing, it started to like, I started making virtual productions. Like I did a production for League of Legends. They hired me too. And then another company hired me, and then more people company, because like I have invested all these years into great.
What kind of production did you do for League of Legends?
No, just virtual worlds, like making virtual worlds. So I made a virtual League of Legends world that I spent like a month doing, and then it
wait a second, I feel like I heard something about that.
Yeah, there was.
Did you do like a?
Yeah, I did a show in League, and
you did a show in League. That seems like an odd audience.
Yeah, I love League though. I did, but then some of the people watching thought it was too wacky. And
wait. Did you have a ninja moment?
Yeah. I got my show canceled. I got my show canceled. And then
God.
And then
you did a concert to a bunch of neckbeards and they hated it.
They hated it.
Oh my God. How the hell did...
And here's the thing. They loved it at first. I did a concert at the this was a one-time concert show. They absolutely
that sounds like some copium, but go ahead.
No, wait, you're skipping stories here. The first time we did it, I actually got to VJ. Essentially, I did a collaboration with an artist. The artist's name I'm blanking right now, but he was an artist, and we did like this goofy concert at the end of a League of Legends like LCS Worlds or something, and everyone loved it. It was on Reddit. The writers loved it. Everyone loved it. So then they asked me to come back again for a show. I'm like, yes, I loved the enthusiasm from the last concert. And then when we did the show, it was the complete opposite reaction. And I'm like, why were you even enthusiastic in the first time? Because I wouldn't have spent all this time and hours making this weekly show if you liked the first one.
Did you go into hiding afterwards?
No, I asked my roommates about it. I was like, guys, there's a huge hate thread on Reddit right now about me. I didn't even read a single comment, and then I said,
I stopped reading comments too.
I was like, should I quit? And then my roommate, who's actually a professional league player, said like, man, if that was me, I'd be out of bounds. But then I told him, I am going to overcome adversity, like I overcame adversity with YouTube, with Ross, working at Ross, with Best Buy, the sushi place. I will overcome adversity with this gatekeeping league audience, because the other league audience are really nice and they love.
No. If anybody from LOL is watching this, he said you're a gatekeeping audience. I didn't. Okay, there's 3 people I don't mess with: Minecraft people, League of Legends people, and K-pop people. I don't fuck with those people. Okay, they are crazy. Okay, they are like crazy. I don't even know. I don't watch or know anything about those 3 communities, but I don't mess with them. Yo, that's on him. At the SushiDragon, if you want to cancel him, not me.
No, there's the good ones, and then there's the bad ones, and the bad ones.
Y'all are all awesome to me. Okay.
Hey, stop selling out. The bad ones they won't introduce
anime people can kiss my butt though.
Wow. You are a controversial man. Where were we? Yeah, virtual production. Okay, anyways, virtual production. I'm more of a producer than I am an influencer. Like, I don't get influencer kind of engagement, and
I hate that word, influencer. I hate it.
I hate it.
So
I hate
cringy.
influencer too. I've always resonated more with respecting other people's crafts, not because they bring numbers or have, crazy fans. So when I came on the show, I loved what you do for the show, and whenever I interview someone, I try to interview their work, not their how many views they get or how many stuff they do.
Wait, was that a compliment or a dunk on me?
No, it was a compliment.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I was talking about other people, but I'm starting to think that is.
See, when I do an interview, I do their work. You're not talking about my work. You're a terrible.
No.
Listen, I wanted to get to know SushiDragon and your story. I think your story is such a great inspirational story, and it's about grinding, but shifting gears when needed to be, not giving up, but being realistic.
Yeah, I don't like glorifying grinding. I think the whole take out of this is don't grind. Like, develop character, develop yourself, find sustainable means of development. And I hate glorifying the hustle, because I don't want to.
I think there's different types, though. I'm sorry to cut you off. I think though, when we say grinding, I think there's different types. Grinding as in you're not going anywhere, and lateral grinding is bad. But if you mean grinding in the sense of having a set schedule, being there every day, doing what you say you're going to do, and putting out content consistently over time, then that is something that successful people have in common. Now, unsuccessful people, because here's the one thing, and I'm going to move on real quick to another thing, but here's one thing that I like, and I'd like to hear your take on this. Everyone says big streamers only got there because they're lucky. And I agree and disagree. Everyone needs luck to get there, but it's the people who put themselves in position to take advantage of that luck are the ones that are successful. For example, there was 100 different stock streamers out there, right? But when GameStop came around, my channel was the one that blew up because I had spent so long being there every morning and being consistent and building the community, having that engagement, doing it so that way people came. And the same thing here. Like, I respect the grind and the hustle, but not if it's a grind and a hustle that's going nowhere. At that point, you're just grinding down that wheel until there's nothing left to hook onto. I like the idea of grinding uphill.
Yeah, I resonate with that more. 100%. Like, but just like when people grind something they don't like, I hate watching that kind of stuff, that kind of content.
Yeah, and my community is very, very vocal, and I appreciate it when they tell me stuff all the time. They say, "Hey, Stocky, you just recently you just don't seem like you've been into it." And I sometimes, because I'm still new to streaming in the world, I always say, guys, I want to do what I want to do, but I also want to do this, and you can't make everyone happy. You can't. And it's so funny how we as content creators say that to ourselves all the time and to other people, but it's still, we have this thing of wanting to please everybody, but we don't transcend until we just start doing what we want, because people want to see you. They want to be a part of you and the community. And so I think what you're saying is awesome. So there's two more things we got to do. And then I want to take some questions from the audience that are watching in. The first thing I wanted to talk about was crypto. You're a crypto bro. Tell me about your crypto journey in a TLDR.
So this is how it happened. I accidentally got into crypto because I had to pay I had to pay for internet service. And the only payment they accepted was Bitcoin. So I was like, oh, what is this Bitcoin thing? This was back in 2010.
Wait. Back up. 11. You got an internet service that only accepted Bitcoin for payment?
Yeah, it was a guy on that
That guy was smart, because whatever you paid him back then, he's rich.
Yes, it was $5. So I was like, okay, I got to convert this $5. For him to translate my anime. Anyways, I paid him $5, and then that $5 of Bitcoin ended up turning into 100, like 5 years down the line. I forgot I had it. I forgot I had this Coinbase thing, and I was like, wow, I should start thinking about this. So I haven't acted. I sometimes put some money into crypto, but most of it actually got donated. So I was donated $100 worth of Bitcoin back when I was blowing up. So this was in 2016. This is when Bitcoin was probably $3,000. Then I got another $100 Bitcoin donation back in 2000 something. And then I noticed, and then those $200 donations turned into $3,000. I'm like, okay, there's definitely something going on here. And then I got donated some Dogecoin, and I'm a hodler. I don't like the buying and selling, whatever. So I buy whenever I have extra income, because I'm starting to realize, you can't put your eggs in one basket, whatever. Diversify, and that's how I.
So you accidentally made a crap load of money on crypto.
No, not a crap load, but that's how I got into
crap load of return, not money, but percentage return, I should say.
Yeah, accidentally.
Wow, I wish I could accidentally, I mean, the good news is I bought a stock today. I bought options on something and made a bunch, and then I bought the dip on my Bitcoin mining company, and that's exploding. So at least I'm making money on the side here. All right, now there's two things I got to do left before we do question answers. Number one is I need you to teach me something. So I need you to teach me something. Everybody has to teach me something. Now, I am a hard person to teach.
Okay, what can I teach you?
So I need you to teach me something, because I want to feel like I am going to make something.
Okay, so say you want to put a battery in here, right, to power this camera for your live stream, because you would. But then you want to do a 24-hour stream. How are you going to attach this battery while keeping it secure and then taking it out? What would
That's not what I want you to teach me. I want you to teach me. I just realized something.
Super glue, Velcro, or magnets? Pick the three.
Magnets.
Super glue. Yes. Okay, done. You won.
Okay,
magnets.
Now this is what I want you to teach me. Okay?
Yeah.
How can I develop a AI that plays speakers in the house that knows how to recognize my wife's voice, and anytime she starts talking about something or doing it, it just has a set of commands that go, okay, really, okay, got you, babe, I love you. Because she could talk and it would just go for hours, and I would be able to do what I want to do. So is that easy to do? Could you teach me how to do that?
Yes. All you need to do right now is go on your PC and type in Windows speech recognition, and then just keep saying those words over and over, and you can train a new word for your computer, and it'll understand yes, okay, from your tone, and then make it
Also,
use
I'd like to
some
get those glasses because I found out I can watch things and nobody can see what I'm watching. Okay.
Yeah.
That is awesome. So we have 5 minutes of Q&A time. If you can stick around, I would love to take some questions from the audience because you, in my opinion, are just a plethora of amazing knowledge with some stuff that is just, next level and is you're really passionate about it. And I love when somebody's passionate about something because they're not going to BS you. They're going to tell you what they really think and why they think that way. So is that okay with you to do about 5 minutes of Q&A with the audience?
Absolutely. All
right. So if you guys have a question, please type it now. Our producers in the background are going to pick it up and put it on the screen, and we're going to ask. Here you go. First question from Uno Ray. Was moving from California to the warehouse scary?
Yes, but I did it for the taxes. Just kidding.
No, you did do it for the taxes. We all did it for the taxes.
You know what was scarier?
Cheaper property too.
Yeah. Do you know what was scarier than moving away from California was having to move every year. So I started realizing moving from LA to Long Beach and building my entire setup took me 2 months. From to Long Beach to LA to upside California. And then I was like, some people thought I quit streaming. I was like, no, I got to rebuild all my computers and put all the HDMI wires. And then when I did it again to Los Angeles, rebuilt it, painted the walls. Even my roommates helped me paint. That took me another full month of just pure setting up. Huge sunken costs. And then when we were thinking, are we going to renew the lease or are we going to move again? It's like, let's move again to someplace smaller. And I'm just like, oh no, this is not going to work out if I keep on moving. So I came here partly because industrial leases are like 3 years minimum. So I'm here, I'm set for 3 years. And I'm not scared of that because I'm like, that means everything I do doesn't just go to waste when I have to move again.
I would just be scared of the 2 seasons that you have in the Midwest, which is blizzard season and tornado season. All right. Question number 2 coming from Griffey D123. Do you have any employees helping you?
I wish. That's something I'm realizing. I scaled huge. Like going from a basement to a warehouse is huge. And this is the one thing I learned, and is that you need a team of people to move things. And I don't have employees, mostly because I don't have employees. I try to make robots do as much as they can as possible.
Me too.
The thing is, employees, you need to pay them, and you need to have a business plan, and you need to get pay for insurance. The paperwork gets even more complicated than it already is, and I hate taxes. So it gets difficult.
Do you pay your robots?
No, only with electricity, but they can't sue me if we do something.
I realize you live in a red state, but damn. Okay. All right. Here's another question. What are Sushi's and Stocky's thoughts on transhumanism?
Ooh,
my personal thought is it's inevitable. I just hope that they're like when you transcend, like you move up, like you evolve, like humans becoming like part robot, part AI, like.
I love it. I feel like I'm becoming that. Sometimes on my streams, I'm just like, I feel invincible. You know that Reddit post? If you truly believe in yourself, you'll be unstoppable. And that's what I need to get to because I have so much social anxiety. I'm just like, I need to believe in myself and become unstoppable.
Okay, well, listen, I mean, the fact that you don't pay your robots, it's okay by me. I mean, I just pretend that those are my mods, but, I don't want to start a thing here. Okay, probably the last question here. What kept you from quitting every time you experienced a challenge or setback?
Because a setback ends up becoming something you learn how to fix, and that problem doesn't happen again. Because you've learned how to fix it. So it becomes developmental. Every problem you fix, you come to a closer, stable system. And ever since I moved here from California, everything is almost at a 99% reliability rating on live streaming. When I was in, like, part of the reason why the show kind of suffered, all my shows kind of suffered, was because like the OBS kept crashing, and I completely rewrote OBS. I mean, I took out the whole system.
Wow.
I rewrote it, and like not rewrite the code, but like I rewrote how it worked. And then after doing that, after spending 3 months of doing that, I was like, OBS is not the future of my kind of entertainment. I took out OBS and I used this new live streaming program, live real-time program called Touch Designer. And I had to learn all that, and that's all thanks to the guy you saw helping me. He's a programmer who actually knows the smart stuff. And that's when I started learning. You work as a team, you move faster. And I've innovated here in a year faster than I have 3 years by myself in LA and doing all that.
That's amazing.
California.
Dude, you are insane. I just love that you don't seem to have any type of, you're like all gas, no brakes. And a fun thing that you just said about, learning is something that I try to beat into everyone's head all the time. And that's, if you learn from your mistakes, they're investments.
Yeah.
And I think that's a huge thing. If you make a mistake, it's fine. If you learn from it, it's an investment because now you know not to do it again and you know where it is. So I guess the last two things I want to do is I just want to bring up your chart again. Yeah. And I want to talk about, this basic chart right now. Now, if we zoom in on any of these people, it looks like you were crashing or the stock was falling or whatever. But we talk about long-term investing. And if we take little 10-year-old sushi to today's sushi, it wasn't always up. There was a lot of dips throughout the line, but you kept buying the dips or holding through the dips. And just like in investing in long-term, the longer you went, and if you zoom out, you continue to go up. And I think that, we start with Hawaii, YouTube, and the house, losing it, going into retail, giving up, going in, finding Twitch, finding success, getting fired, Austin show, raids, League of Legends ninja moment. Then, and you know what I'm going to say? Based on this chart right here, I would say the future looks like it's going to the moon.
Yeah.
So
I'm already through the moon right now.
That was so cheesy, but I don't care. All right, so last thing here. All right, I need you to give me 3 random letters.
URM.
URM. Well, thank you. You don't know this, but guess what? You just picked a YOLO for the week. So every week I have a new guest on. They are going to give me 3 letters. That is going to be a ticker from the close of day on Tuesday, which is today, until the close of day on Tuesday next week. We are going to track the performance of your stock with those 3 letters, and then at the end of it, everyone gets their own week. Whoever's stock is the highest percentage return, they are going to win a prize. It is probably going to be a prize you don't want, you don't need, but you're going to get it. Most likely it'll be a mug with my face on it. But either way, that is going to be crowned the champion. So we had Maria Ho come on. She gave us UMF. So we had to pick the closest stock to it, which was Mitsubishi Financial Group. She is currently, we'll see by the end of day today, but she is currently actually down after a week. Your stock will go up, and we'll see how it performs. At the end of 7 weeks, you're going to come back and see if you're getting dunked on or not. So listen, thank you so much for coming on. I feel like you and I could sit here and talk for another 6 hours, but unfortunately, contractually, it's only an hour and a half. We're only paying the production company enough for now. They're going to shut the stream off. So you were awesome. Thank you so much. I wish you nothing but the best. Love to collab again in the future. Keep doing what you're doing, dude. Keep the drive up. You're an absolute inspiration. Real quick, I want to raid somebody. Do you have somebody you'd like us to raid?
Oh, put me on the spot. By the way, do you know what the 3 letters I got from was about?
I didn't hear what they were. URM?
Yeah, your mom. Jesus. I hope that goes up. Could we raid? Cool Like. He's a YouTuber that came on Twitch, just like me. Cool Like.
Can you spell that real quick?
COOLLIKE. Cool Like.
Cool Like. All right, production team, you got that? Cool Like is who we're going to raid after this. All right, so that is it. That is our amazing interview with somebody who is just awesome, actually. I feel like it's one of the few people on Twitch I would actually be friends with in IRL. Listen, you are obviously one of us. You are a degen. You are a crypto bro. You are a speculative person. We're all going all in on some stock that has glasses for, you know, X-rated stuff that your boss can't watch. But this was amazing. You are awesome. You've got your own show coming up. Guys, if you want to check out his interview series, I'm sure it'll be a lot better and less scuffed than this one. It is every Friday on his show, on his channel at twitch.tv/TheSushiDragon. Sushi, where else can they find you? Let them know where they can find you.
Twitter, Instagram, all the same. TheSushiDragon. Let's go,
SushiDragon. D's. All right, listen, bro. Thank you so much, and I'll catch you soon. All right.
Yeah, you too. Fist bump.
Bada bing, bada boom.
Boom.